Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well. And first of all, we clap our hands for perfectly catching the long yesterday on Bitcoin at 51,292.5 with stop loss of 51,050, almost giving us more than 11-hour setup, guys. First of all, clap. We booked literally profits around 54,270, and because we want to go to bed. Honestly, I really don't want to be greedy. If you would have literally ride that long till $57,000, it would have been more than 20-hour setup, guys. So first of all, congratulations to all those who played with me on the weekend. We caught 5.3-hour ethereum long, and yesterday we begin with week with Bitcoin pumping like a lot. Over the weekend, we knew that Ethereum is going to outperform, and hence we took Ethereum. And yesterday we knew that Bitcoin is going to outperform Ethereum, and hence we went in Bitcoin because of the Bitcoin dominance. Now that market have imploded and have gone to the levels that there's no coming back. I mean, that's what everybody thinks of, and the FOMO is going to increase at this point, guys. And honestly speaking, these are the levels. These are the levels where you should probably be. The FOMO is literally going to kick in, because we already closed the first daily candle above 52,858, which is literally the biggest levels for Bitcoin. So historically, when we are flipping these levels, you're not gonna see any sort of a deep pullbacks or a retracement. It might just simply go to the new all-time highs. But we are not here to trade with our biasness. We are investors. We are a trader. So we literally are riding our Bitcoin spots that we bought at 39,000 when everybody was bearish and they were waiting for more and more downside. We literally nailed that trade, and we are riding it. More than 37% gains so far with that trade on spots, and I'm still holding it, guys. Honestly, at this point, don't make sense for me to take profits, because $52,858 is flipped. So now what is next? So before we go to the live and just going to talk about more in detail, I would just like to first of all give a warm welcome to all the Mad Honey community members. First of all, welcome to this live stream. This is TMV, your friend and your trader. So what we are going to discuss about is how Bitcoin, what should we be expecting next for Bitcoin, and what would be the scalps we should be aiming for. Now, before we deep dive into the scalps, I'll be giving you the levels and the invalidation levels as well for you to take trades as well. Okay, so before we deep dive, guys, yesterday Bitcoin on the 15 minutes time frame, it gave a sell signal over the weekend. On Saturday, we were on the live stream, if you remember, and I mentioned don't take this sell signal. Why? Because we are still above the bigger support, and we are at a discount zone at this moment. So if you look at here the chart on Bitcoin, it was a very simple chart actually. This is like a discount zone, and this is like a premium zone. So when the price is a discount zone, you don't short it. You literally wait for the price to break the discount zone, so that we can go short. But we did not, and hence we wanted to long Bitcoin. We were waiting for it to flip 51,174 on 4 hours candle, and on the 15 minutes Bitcoin, our signal indicator printed a buy signal over here, which we literally fibbed the 51,174 was the first indication that dips are for buying. Bitcoin have printed a good buy signal, and in fact, if you look at our oscillators over here, in fact our oscillators were very green on 25th of Feb 17:15 UTC time frame, which is roughly around 51,470 to 51,500, and then we printed almost like 4 rockets over here on 51,450. That was my first indication that we really need to long this, and we need to play the signals, of course. So we took a long around 51,350, DCA till 51,225, average of 51,292.5. Stop loss was just very tight, 51,050, and boom, rocket. As soon as we enter over here, on this dip, if you remember, we literally enter on this small dip after the rockets, and boom, it just went up. Now, it's not only that indicator gave a buy signal on 15 minutes, but indicator was so bullish on 1 hour as well. It never gave that, sell signal at all. It printed the buy signal around 51.5, 51.5. Again, it printed the buy signal around 51,200. So basically, over and all, we were bullish, and even the oscillators were bullish, and 51,800 was the levels. Once it flips, it had 15 rockets. So once that level had to break out, it's gonna be like a big breakout. And my target was initially 55,255 with 5 rockets, but we literally went to our primary bigger target of 57,725 rockets, where we rejected. It was a good trade, ladies and gentlemen. Now, not only, the signal indicator gave a bit long on Bitcoin, but overall, every coins it gave a long. For example, if you look at simply RSR, I mentioned as well, on RSR 15 minutes time frame, it perfectly gave a long signal as well over here. As you can see, so many long it gave like 4 days back. And if you look at, the price, it pumped a lot. And now again, we are getting a long signal. This is like a compounding signal. So we're just going to wait for a candle close. And once this candle close happens, the signal is going to get confirmed. And once that confirmation happens, we are going to, simply long it again on RSR. So RSR also played very nicely. Every coin was played. Phil, Adam, you name it. You can just simply have a look on the signal indicator and how it had played very nicely. Of course, this is not a 100% accurate indicator, but on 1 hour time frame, the accuracy is 90%. On 15 minutes time frame, the accuracy is 75 to 80%. But one thing is for sure, guys, even if you lose 1 hour on a signal, the next trade is going to be so big, you're gonna make more than 10 hour in a single trade actually. So of course you're going to recover what you have lost, but over and above you're gonna make 9-fold of what you have lost actually. So that's how powerful the signal indicator is. Let's go into the technical analysis of Bitcoin, guys. Well, there are a lot of things over here we need to understand first of all. So the first thing is let's take fibs actually, as to what are the fib levels and what exactly the price the price is aiming for or looking for. I'm simply going to remove all the SVPs and PVPs. For those who don't know what is SVP, this is nothing but our a POC, naked POC trading view indicator. It's a inbuilt trading view indicator. This is the value area low and row size basically. I'm also going to remove the our support resistance algo as well. Rest all I'm just going to keep it as it is. So I'm just going to draw the fibs from the highs over here, and we're going to draw the fibs to the lows. By the way, we are riding 2 spot bags, one that we bought at 16,800 and the second one at 39,000. I think 16,800 is my bag, and I'm not going to touch it because my target for that bag is 450,000 Bitcoin. So basically I'm expecting, the next bull run is going to be very wild. So just imagine when in 2020 we were just pumping because of, the Michael Saylor and Tesla came into the Bitcoin, and a few of the corporations were adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. So, we literally pumped to $60,000, 69,000 to be precise. Now that we have BlackRock, now that we have ETF, I mean, of course, you can't expect Bitcoin to do less than 450,000, maybe even $500,000. But that's not going to happen in probably very easy way, actually. That's not going to happen in an easy way. There will be a lot of chop. There will be a lot of accumulation as well before we go to $450,000. And of course, there is a possibility that, we might even retest $30,000 at some point of time. For now, as you can see here, we are at 786 Fibonacci levels, which is considered as to be like a bull bear territory. But as you can see here, once the price starts flipping 52,858, it never gives you a retest as well. It keeps on pumping and make new all-time highs. Even previously as well, when we saw the first resistance that we got was roughly around the highs were around $58,400 levels. I really don't think, if the price of the Bitcoin do not reject today, if it still closes above and 52,858 is your support, guys, then forget about, you know, any even retest of 48,000. This Bitcoin is going to make new all-time highs probably in the first week of March, and even before halving. This is going to be like a new all-time highs and a halving pump. Actually, this is going to be the first time in the history of Bitcoin that we are pumping continuously in the month of, you know, February. February is the month that historically the statistical data says that we get 20-25% dump. So far, no dump at all in the month of Feb, and it's just simply pumping. Remember when I mentioned that statistically this is the data, but we are bullish. So unless and until Bitcoin don't go lose the $50,300, we are bullish. And just look at it, Bitcoin never lost that levels for like consecutive last week. We never lost that levels. We were just holding the 50,300 on H4, H1, and even M15 actually. Never closed a single candle under 50,300. So overall, I think the market is yet not ready to give us that pullback, and the worst case scenario we might be looking for on Bitcoin can be simply new all-time highs. Looking to the RSI over here, let's have a look at RSI. You know, let's have a look at it. If you look at the RSI, ladies and gentlemen, you see with, you know, RSI is literally invalidated the bear divergence that it was supposed to form over here. So far it's not yet invalidated, but if we close like this weekly, if we close like this, the next week we are going to pump more actually, because that would indicate that the momentum is going to keep on going up and up and up, and we can literally go to 58,500, maybe even $63,000. Bitcoin will go to 0.886 Fibonacci levels as well, and that is the levels where we might reject towards 0.5 Fibonacci level. That would be very nasty, guys, very nasty, because even TRB did the same thing. It went to 0.0786 and 886, rejected to 0.5 like a flush, retested, and then made new all-time highs. Did 6x in just a matter of like few hours actually. So that's what, you know, even Bitcoin can do. So right now I would say, even though 52,858 on high term time frame is a support now, we really want to see how are we going to close weekly actually. So despite of the fact that, you know, weekly is still having the bear divergence, but if weekly closes this way with, you know, RSI being closing like, you know, in an uptrend, then, you know, the next week also we will see a pump, and then probably we will evaluate actually. But overall the market is bullish. Don't even think of shorting it, guys. Don't even think about it. You simply should focus on buy the dips, in my view. That's the correct approach if you really want to make money. That's the correct approach. Now let's talk about the you know, Bitcoin on this was like a weekly time frame, and we also had a look at the Fib. 786 is where we have already rejected so far. And I don't see bigger rejections here. So now let's go to the lower term time frame where we can just have the wave counts for, you know, Bitcoin. If you look at the lower term time frame, ladies and gentlemen, you know, what I see is practically the dump from here, from this $38,600. If you look at this, I am seeing this move as in 5 waves, ladies and gentlemen. This is clearly to me like some sort of a 5 waves. As you can see, you got a wave 1 over here, you got a wave 2 over here, 1, 2, 3 new highs, 4 and 5. So this is like a wave 3 over here. This is A, B, and or maybe WXY, wave C over here, wave 4, and this is like a wave 5. So practically we are getting an expanded wave 5. Now if it has to dump, This is the levels. We need to dump from here itself. Maybe one more push up possibility is there. We can always sweep the highs and then probably dump. But I would say if it has to dump, the 5 wave needs to come to an end. This is where it needs to. And if I just want to show you one thing over here, which might, which might give us that dump, is the Bitcoin USDT spot chart on the Coinbase. Let me show you something. Let us go all back to the date of February 2020. February 2020. 22. Let's go there. So perfect. Well, as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, so we were here in February 2022 over here. So as you can see, so this was the Feb. We started run up back like here, and then after that we got a move on the downside in the month of Feb itself. A similar sort of a thing, it happened in, maybe 2021. We were actually in the bull run in 2021 actually. Okay, 2021 was like a bull run actually. So as you can see here as well, this is a perfect, I would say, plan, or I would say very much close to what we are getting right now. So if I just probably zoom in, you see a very similar plan like this. So this was like, a bigger ABC. We got a run up in the month of Feb, a little bit accumulation here, and the market just kept on expanding. Instead of dumping, it kept on expanding. And then what happened is suddenly out of nowhere, we got a flash dump, taking everyone out of its games, and it just took all the liquidity inside this, and it started, running back up. A very similar case, what I am looking for on Bitcoin for, this today's, 2024 basically Feb. There is a possibility. I mean, this is the lows. Draw the fibs properly and have it 1618. We also going to have 2414, and we also going to have 786. Okay. We can also have 1272 fib. You see where the price literally went very close to 2414, and maybe when I would say it was accurately around 2 Fibonacci levels. Yeah, somewhere around 2, and then probably rejected to 1272, and under 1272 took all liquidity and price reversed. Now a similar sort of situation, probably we can look over at the current price action. Let's go to the current chart now. So let's say on the half-term time frame, so this is what the dump that we got, this was the dump. Now if I have to draw the fibs from these highs, the previous month highs, to the lows, we are very close to the 2 Fibonacci level, which is around 59,580. Let's say even if we do happen to get our push to 59,580, what I'm seeing is what Bitcoin might do is we are slightly going to accumulate here a run up towards these 59,580, $60,000, and a flash dump happens towards sweep the lows, basically go down like here, go down basically just under it. I mean, anything under 50,300, we take liquidity to from 50,000 to $49,000, and from there we run up like this. So that is where we might be able to catch our short. If you really want to short, the short would be around $59,580 to $59,600 with invalidation above $60,300. If you take profit targets of $50,200 and $49,000, and the worst case scenario would be, let's say the top is already in, as I mentioned, maybe a slightly move on an upside, not that to 59,000, maybe not an extended wave 5. Actually, we are already in, like, 1, 2, we are already 3, maybe 4, one more push of 5, chop chop chop, we do something like this, and then we go at like a move on the downside, just taking a liquidity, and then something like this, again reclaim this range, accumulate, and then run up. So practically, this is going to be 5 bar, the best short in my view, to get like almost close to, from here, let's say the top is in, from here you can catch like 15% move on the downside. That would be our dump. And worst case scenario, let's say if it goes for like a bigger liquidity pool of 20% to previous month value area high, that would be around $46,000 levels. And basically, I've never seen Bitcoin dumping more than 25% in a single candle. So the worst case scenario would be your case. That would be around $43,500 to $43,800. That's like a worst case scenario. So I would say, guys, you should be having, if you are not in spots, you should be having a sticky bids for your Bitcoin, because in case if this kind of dump or flash happens, you won't get a chance to fill your bags. You won't be able to market as well. The exchanges are going to, maybe they won't be able to let you in actually. So you should have your stinky bids on Bitcoin around $45,000, to $44,700. That's where you should be having your bids for, Bitcoin, or I would say the exact levels would be $44,800 to $43,800, anywhere in between. Probably you can just be a little bit greedy because you are playing with spots. In case if we get that flush, trust me, you're going to make easy peasy money, because that level is going to give you a minimum of 10% bounce in case if you go for that flush. Now this is like a realistic approach, and I really see that this is like a 5 waves. I really don't have any other account that suggests that this move is any sort of a 1-to-1-2 scenario. No, I really don't think this is 1-to-1-2, meaning that this is like some sort of a wave 1-to-1-2. No, that's not what something I think about it. But clearly this 5 waves approach looks very, very awesome in my view. This is the best short, optimal short entry around $59,580 to $60,000. Maybe even if we are top out here, we will do slightly chop, taking a liquidity towards 58,140, 58,150, and then probably gonna take the liquidity under 50,300. But damn sure this liquidity is gonna be taken care of at some point of time. And when that happens, everybody is going to be so bearish again, and that is going to literally reset the whole fear and greed index. So with that is going to give us at least 15% dump on the market, and can go for a 21 to 25% move on the downside with just a simple wick to 45,000, liquidating all the positions. Everybody's long now, everybody's FOMOing. If you look at the news here in UAE, Bitcoin news is there on the first page of College Times. College Times on the everywhere it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to make new all-time highs in everywhere. You just name it. Europe. The media is getting more and more attention after ETF. So basically, it's like that. Now the media attention is we are getting it. We need more and more liquidity. So of course we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to do more and more traps. We're going to trap the sellers because we really need them so that we can fill our bags, So hence, this is what my plan for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Unless this wave count invalidates, if it just simply pump from here to new all-time highs, that won't make sense. That literally going to invalidate this whole count, and probably it's going to be even more bullish than we practically think about it. But from the wave count perspective, so far I have been in this bull run for like 2 times. I have seen 2 bull runs, 2018, 2020, and of course this is what we are witnessing so far since 2023 bull run. This is my 3rd bull run that I'm riding on Bitcoin. And also we have gone through 2 bear markets. We literally caught the top at 69,000 for Bitcoin. We were aiming for 30,000 when everybody was calling 100K at that point of time. We knew that 30,000 is going to be tested. It tested actually. We literally bought as well. It went slightly under to $15,500 because of, FTX and other fiasco that happened. But that thing happened. Just imagine how Almeida would be, feeling about, how, Sam would be feeling about that. I literally got liquidated at 21,000 to $20,000. The FTX went down. If it would have not done any scam, he would be the top richest guy. How, I mean, these are all a lot of 3AC, a lot of people got liquidated, but we have made it, guys. You guys have made it. All of you guys have made it. So first of all, congratulations to all of you that you have been here in this market. You all have made it. You have survived this way. You have literally survived. Now this is what we are going to play, guys. So that's my plan for Bitcoin. Talking about the USD DOM, USD dominance is looking more bearish than I thought. Basically, it broke down our bot. I would say our signal indicator also was very bearish on it. We literally dumped on the 1 hour time frame. What I personally feel is that now we are breaking down. Basically, this is what we had. We really wanted to have that one more move on the downside, and this is like the biggest, I would say, bullish wolf waves pattern that I have seen on any chart. So this is going to be like one of, like, if this reclaim this trend line, the blue line that I have, basically, if the price literally starts turning above 4.85% again, trust me, you really don't want to be in any longs at that point of time, because then probably we will be seeing a bigger recovery in the market from the USD dominance perspective. If it does something like this, let's say reclaim it, it's gonna go like this, something like this, and we're just going to keep on continuing till another 5.63%, accumulate more, and then we're gonna break out real for a bigger retest of 6.32%. That's gonna be like a bigger breakout from this bullish wolf waves, or you can also say this like a falling wedge. This falling wedge is so real, it is so valid, and I really don't have, even if I find I want to have any invalidation point, I really don't have it. The only invalidation I have it is if the price keeps on getting 2 consecutive candle close under this, we don't reclaim it, we just keep on losing it, we just keep on going down like this, then I would say yes, this is going to invalidate, but at some point it's going to give us that retest of this trend line so that we can long more towards a new all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have on the USD DOM as well. If you look at from the daily perspective on USD DOM, do we have any divergence yet? Yes, the stochastic on the lower term time frame is bullish, but nothing much on the from the bigger font. On weekly, do we have anything? OBV was bullish and it is still bullish. RSI have not turned any bullishness, but we are at a big support here, guys. This is like the final level of support that you can just look for the USD DOM. Overall, I think the market is trending on the downside for USD DOM. So if it's on downside, yes, we should be playing that way. One thing to note is we are having a good 4 rocket support, guys, at 4.59%. Last time also the price starts to hold these levels and accumulate it in this rocket area. If we really want to go down more, we really need some more accumulation in from 4.59 to 5.2% levels to further go down. But this is like a 4 rockets on a daily time frame, and I would just simply not ignore it, guys. It's a big in my view levels over here, guys, so we should not be ignoring. Now the alts that in my view looks amazing and you should not miss it, 100% pump opportunity that those alts can give you. First alt in my view is Atom. So let's have a look at Atom, guys. So Atom is something that you should not be ignoring it. If you can't get a long, forget about the long, but if you literally get or even try to catch like the spot bags, you should literally buy spots. So where you should be buying, guys, our indicator was bullish. As you can see here, it also gave that bullish call at 9.3 and we were here. Once Atom flips 11.4, so far we rejected that 11.425. Once that 11.4 is flipped, guys, Trust me, Atom is not gonna stop. It's gonna keep on pumping, and the pump is going to last for a few days. The target for Atom then would be your minimum target of $18, and my best case scenario, the target would be somewhere between $24 to $25.3. That's what I would be aiming for Atom. So wait for a flip. Once it flips 11.425, or best would be $11.5. Once it flips, don't wait for any retest. Simply buy Atom spot bags and hold it, guys. This is going to be amazing in my view. So wait for Atom flip. So far the momentum is going on good, and I think it's gonna flip actually. But for more confirmation, I am a confirmation trader actually. I don't go aggressive. So once it flips, we are going big on Atom, guys. Don't miss this chance on Atom. If you have missed Link, if you have missed INJ, if you have missed AVEX, if you have missed Sol, don't miss Atom. A minimum pump is like 56%, and it's gonna get you 100% move. Your spot bags are going to double in like few days. That's how it can go actually. The next alt is, in my view, is Near. Near is looking so amazing on higher term time frame. On the lower term time frame, I mentioned it's a range and it's gonna pump it up, and that's exactly, I draw this here as well, that we are looking to go up. Amazing. I also drew a few days back that it's gonna pump up like 3.5 to 3 over here. This was the range and it pumped up. This was the buy that it was given on the daily time frame, and if you look at that buy, it just blew very fast. Now I'm talking about the 3-day chart, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the 3-day chart on Near, the RSI EMA is looking amazing. It turns green. RSI BB is also turning green. EMA is yet to flip over here, but overall price have also flipped EMA, and RSI is red, which is good, because RSI red means that that the RSI is above 50. So 3 days looking bullish. If you talk about the weekly time frame as well, weekly RSI EMA bullish, BB and EMA flip is neutral at this point, and price EMA flip is bullish, RSI is bullish. So overall I think what Near is going to do, guys, Near is, in my view, forming a very interesting head and shoulder over here, inverse head and shoulder. So this is like your range lows over here, and we have been holding it till $2.9. The support is being held. Now the resistance that we want to flip is 4.495. So where you would be looking to buy Near? So once it flips 4.495, you buy from there. Your take profit targets are going to be $6.5, and there you can see Near is going to do something like this, come back down. It's going to form a inverse head and shoulder the way Bitcoin did, and then it's going to run back up. The target for Near, in my view, is somewhere around 10.5 basically, over these levels of 10.5, and this is where I would be aiming for on Near, around 10.1 to $11.3 basically. That's what my target for Near. So if you really want to go aggressive, you can go aggressive on Near. When in case if Bitcoin goes for a dip, then you should buy Near for sure. And if Near flips $4.5 definitely you should buy the spot bags and leave it, because Near is gonna pump from there. It can give you a good pump, guys. From 4.5, Near is gonna pump and give you 38.6 to 40%, 47% move on an upside. So that is also a very good indication. One more thing I want to tell you about is Litecoin is definitely looking good for now. On the 15 minutes time frame, indicator gave a hell lot of buy signals over here on 25th of Feb, and even on gave a 26th. Yesterday also gave a buy signal, as you can see here, and price pumped a lot. So basically, if you look at the daily time frame, I think Litecoin is ready, and in my view, I think Litecoin is going to give you a big move soon. Once it flips the $77, it's like you should buy Litecoin, even if it is like a shit coin, and you can ride it to $85 minimum, which is going to give you a easy peasy 10% move on Litecoin. And the worst case scenario, in my view, for Litecoin would be it pumps up literally to 105, getting everyone out of it, and it just gonna be like, you know, a rock star of the alts actually. Litecoin is the worst alt actually. When it pumps, it is going to be your indication that market is going to dump in coming days actually. Earlier it used to be Doge when we were trending the Doge, and then XRP when we were having XRP, and now it's Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and all sort of, you know, 2017 coins. Whenever they pump, it's going to be your indication that market is going to literally cool off. Talking about FET now, FET is still accumulating very, very nicely, ladies and gentlemen. My plan was, as I mentioned as well, that 1.05 is your levels to accumulate FET. Just imagine how our signal indicator works. It gave a long over here on 19th Feb, pump, another accumulation long, pump, another accumulation long, pump, another accumulation long, pump, and then now it has given another long over here. Multiple long signals have been given around 1.08 to 1.1 levels. So basically till FET is holding 1.05, I do think FET is likely going to give us a very interesting pumpino on an upside. It's just accumulating. Now I'm just going to remove some noise from the chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove, you know, the PVP, SVP and all sort of things, so that, you know, we can remove the noise, ignore the noise. Just draw the range over here on FET over here. So this is your range highs over here, ladies and gentlemen, and that's your range highs, and that's your range lows over here. So what you can see over here is it's a very tight range actually, and FET is so nicely ranging in it. It's also holding the range lows. We got a dump over here. It was like a 3-type setup, or I would say PO3 setup, deviation, accumulation, manipulation, and then a pump up to sweep the highs. Now that we have got down, we are holding the levels of 1.08. I think if FET is holding here, and if 15 minutes time frame is, I have also given a buy signal over here. Okay, if you look at everything, is the oscillators are green over here. RSI EMA green, RSI BB green, EMA flip is a red, but overall I think price EMA flip is green. RSI 50 is under 50, which is green, which is like giving good opportunity in the market. If the market is holding here, if FET also holds here, I think FET can do what it can do is just already gave a retest, and this is where the support is over here, this line. So just flip above. You know, you really want to see a flip above 1.097. Once it flips it here, you simply long FET with your stops under this blue line, 1.0786. Your target would be the highs. Anything above 1.2, FET is going to be in a price discovery mode. Normally, when an alt goes in a price discovery mode, it first target 161 at Fibonacci levels, and then it targets 2414 Fibonacci levels. So the initial target, once FET breaks out of this accumulation, once it breaks out, your first initial target for FET would be, you know, the fibs are already here, would be $1.9, which is 1618. It's going to give you a rejection to 1.5 and maybe a retest of $1.16 levels. A bigger accumulation is going to happen, and then what's going to happen is it's going to target the 2414 Fibonacci levels, which is going to be you know, a primary target of a bull run for any coin. Actually, that's a minimum target if it really wants to go for, in my view, the way Mana Sand did in, you know, bull run. I think FET should really do 761 at Fibonacci levels, and which is going to be around, in my view, around $9, 8.7 to $9 levels, in my view, FET can do. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, the invalidation levels for FET would be anything under 0.879. Remember when FET was here, I mentioned retest of 0.87 to 0.9 is going to be your long, and we literally went there long as well, and it pumped up to new highs. 1.2 was my target. It went slightly above, but overall this was a target. I think you would really want to long FET once it flips the white line as I've drawn it, because it's gonna pump up big. This is the scalp of the day for me. I'm gonna give give you that scalp in the Discord as well. Once it flips the white line, I'm just going to simply have a laser eye focus on this. Once it flips, we long. That's it. We really don't want to miss this on FET as well. So this is something you should not miss it. Talking about Matic, as we have a lot of members from Mad Honey community, guys, we also want to know how Matic is gonna perform, because Mad Honey bears are mostly we traded versus Matic. The plan for the Matic perfectly playing out. With me, I was very bullish on Matic, and as I mentioned, the broadening top pattern is likely going to play out on Matic, and it's going on. My target for Matic is not yet meet. Minimum target for Matic is around $1.2, guys. So Matic is going to outperform till 1.2, maybe even 1.25. It's not going to stop it. I think Matic is going to go up more from here, and maybe this is like a broadening top, and after that we might see some big reversal, a sharp correction in case if Bitcoin goes for it. For now, the weekly RSI is bullish. The rest of all the indicators are either neutral or bearish, but overall I think Matic price action, because Matic has also flipped the equilibrium of 95 cents. So till Matic is above 95 cents, there is no chance Matic is gonna dump. It's bullish. We already got two consecutive close above 95 cents on the weekly time frame. Even this week we close above 95 cents. Matic is gonna get sent. 1.2 is a minimum in my view for Matic. And the worst case scenario for Matic would be it simply goes to $1.7 levels. That would be my worst case scenario for Matic. It just pumps up to 1.7, taking everyone out, and then just keeps on pumping. So that is what the Matic chart says. It's bullish, guys. Don't even think of shorting Matic at this point. You should be literally looking for buying the dips on Matic. The last coin that I'm going to be taking about is one of my favorite, is LDO, and also we're going to check INJ. Now yesterday, me and Arslan, we both were talking about LDO. We got a very much buy signal over here when we were in the range, and we got a sell signal over here. Honestly, I would have avoided this sell signal. Why? Because the price was above the range highs of 3.08, as you can see, and a very similar sort of situation that happened is, and even if you would have taken a sell signal, you would have stopped out over here at 3.17, lost 1 hour, the price flipped the equilibrium, simply long it, and then you would have made it. In my view, LDO is looking bullish. Yesterday it broke the 3.2 levels, which was like a flip of the range equilibrium, like a breakout, and it just pumped up. Now what you really want is you really want LDO to retest the levels of 3.44 to $3.47, which it already did in my view, but I think we still need a one more push on the downside. And once we get that, I would be looking for other indicators. If everything looks good, we will take LDO, but this is something to keep eyes on, because LDO on the hard term time frame is also looking good. Actually, so far I don't see any bearish candle on 4 hours. On the daily, nothing bearish so far. Overall, the price action looks good actually on LDO. Let's talk about INJ USD perhaps. INJ is still in like a bigger accumulation, honestly speaking, and 37 is like a big levels, guys. If you're not in INJ, I don't know. I have already bought INJ at $37 last week, and I'm holding it. It just went down till $32.18, and I'm still holding it. The daily 4 hour is so bullish every time. It's just simply giving the buy signal. The last buy signal it gave around 34.8 over here, and from there it simply dumped $32, and then now we are mostly up. It did not even sweep the lows of 31.4. I think INJ is accumulating over here. Now we really need a flip of, as I mentioned, we need a flip of 37, and once INJ flips 37, because we have 4 rockets now at 36.7 over here, so we really need a flip of $37. Once the 37 is flipped, guys, INJ is gonna go, it's gonna fly. Actually, it's going to be like a bloodbath for bears on INJ. The target for INJ still stands at $52 minimum, and as I mentioned, it's going to go into the price discovery, so it can even pump to $56 as well. It all depends, but INJ, this is what I have. If INJ don't flip $37, then it has a very high chance of it dumping to $26 as well. But for now, we are holding it, and the way it is accumulating, it reminds me of what Bitcoin did, before this sort of an accumulation happened actually. And hence, I do think that INJ is also can also give us that big move on an upside in coming days. Actually, I'm simply gonna write my spot bags that I have on INJ. I bought INJ at $6.8. I mentioned in the Discord as well in August that this is going to be big. A minimum target was $18. I literally booked all the profits at $18. I thought that it will reject, and it did reject, but then it flipped back again. From 18 it went to $14. I did not bought, and because I put my money somewhere else, and then INJ flipped 18 and then started a bull run. And then we got this wick as well, which was expected. This week is what we wanted, and it was expected to retest $26. On few exchanges it gave, on few it did not. I got my bag actually with an average of $30 again, and I'm simply going to let it ride. Earlier my average was good, but after adding at 37, the average have a little bit deteriorated with an average of $30, and I'm simply going to let it ride. My target is 60, minimum, as I mentioned, $52, and flipping $50 is gonna get sent to maybe 56, and the biggest target for INJ is going to be the bull run target, will be 2414 Fibonacci levels, which is going to be $70. So that would be my primary target for INJ at that point of time. But for now, this is what I'm aiming, guys. There are a lot of faults we can look about it, so we will see. Let's see how Bitcoin plays out for us now. But for now, I think the momentum is bullish. It don't make sense for us to short. We are going to sweep the highs. We're going to go to 58,400 or so, maybe even 59,600 to $60,000. That is the levels where I will be looking for some short opportunities on Bitcoin, and maybe to sell our spot bags that we bought at 39,000. We will see. But overall, I think the spot bags are amazing, whooping 37% up from the lows that we bought around 39,000. I think this is what the plan that I have. They also have mentioned I'll also be doing some write-ups. And if you would like to know more about our indicators, you can simply go to 21M Technical's website, mention in the description, and check yourself about our indicators. Also, you can claim a 7 days free trial for those who are not members for just indicators, guys. Only indicators you'll be able to get access of for 7 days. And after 7 days, probably you can decide for yourself what you want. So that's all. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the bull run, guys. We're going to do traders live call probably in next few hours, and I'm also watching as to what new trades we can catch it. As I mentioned, FET is one of my big convection play. I just wanted to flip the white line. Once that line is flipped, I think we should long it actually. Once that white line is flipped, it can literally pump up and it can give you a good risk reward, something you should be keeping in mind. So you can simply long on the flip, and you should be having the stops under the blue line, very tiny stop loss over here, so as to give a big risk reward. Your take profit targets would be the sweep of the highs, and maybe in my view it can literally go like 1.3. And as I mentioned, my target for FET is like a price discovery, so you can aim for a minimum target of 161 at Fib, which is going to give us a very interesting whooping 1.7 hour setup. Sorry, it's going to give you 24 hour setup actually, if you can literally hold it. So that's what FET can do. So I'm simply gonna wait for it to flip. Don't long till it flip, guys. Let it flip, then long. If it don't flip, if we start losing the range lows of blue line, then we can have a more downside for FET, probably even 97 cents and probably even 84 cents as well. So for now, just simply wait for the flip. I think it's gonna flip it actually. Let's just Bitcoin forms a range here, little bit cools off, and also are going to do the magic actually. So that's all what I have for now. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye bye.